Sometimes you hear a song and you just immediately know that just things are different now. You can just feel it, you can see it, the skies change color, the air tastes different. I mean, I'm in California now, so both of those things are literally true. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that I heard a song, and I just knew that we are in a new era. There's just a smell in the air. The smell of
wet ass pussy. He bought a phone just for pictures of this wet ass pussy.
So a month ago, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion released a song called WAP. It stands for wallpaper and paint. See? It's all about interior design.
Certified free, 7 days a week.
WAP rocketed right to number one, and it's been going back and forth with BTS for the top spot ever since. I suspect it'll be back at number one again soon. It's a real milestone in music history, because by the end of it, it may end up being the biggest song ever made by a female rapper. It's already way up there. But I think to most people, it's more importantly, the filthiest, most graphically sexual song ever to reach this level of success.
Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes, this pussy is wet, come take a dive.
I think the dirtiest number one hit previously was Rihanna's S&M. That song feels about as raunchy as a training video for Office Depot now.
Look, I need a hard hit, I need a deep stroke,
One thing's for sure, this song has taken the world by storm. There are only a few songs I've ever reviewed where I remember the first time I heard it. This was one of them.
Macaroni in a pot, that's some wet ass pussy.
Macaroni in a pot. Ooh boy. This is gonna be a weird one to talk about. The song definitely gets your attention.
He got a beard, well I'm trying to wet it.
And that's really remarkable to have a song that lives up to the hype this year. Like, I hate to keep bringing this up, but it's been such a weird year of blockbuster team-ups that fizzled and died. Like the Scots, Nicki and 6ix9ine. Did any of you even notice that Kid Cudi and Eminem put out something this year? They all just, poof, disappear after a week. So I thought it might happen again. Like, I was on vacation when it dropped, and I was worried that by the time I got to it, it was gonna be, not so fresh. But it's going the distance. And I guess its continued success is odd, because it's hard to say what it's doing that's that different or new. Like, both Cardi and Megan have put out plenty of sex songs, as have plenty of rappers before them, and hip-hop didn't invent dirty talk. So I wouldn't really call this a game changer. I saw one take that called it like a glorious role reversal. No, what? Women rapping about sex is not a reversal of anything. If anything, female rappers get criticized for rapping about sex too much. There's plenty of songs like this. It's practically its own genre. And honestly, I kind of hesitated to review this song because this kind of strip club rap, it's just not my thing.
My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack.
And I can hear people being like, well, what's that about, Todd? Are you intimidated by sexually confident women? My answer to that is yes, 100% that is absolutely the reason. A woman even makes a passing reference to sex in front of me and I get all flustered and I put on my horrified Hank Hill face. Oh! I'm kidding. I do listen to some dirty hip hop. But it is true that it's not like the first thing I'd pick to listen to. So, I guess WAP must be doing something different, because when this dropped, I listened to it like 50 times in a row. I just couldn't get enough WAP. Like, okay, I'm Mr. Negative. I'm not great about talking about things I actually like, so I don't know if I can describe what makes this track so amazing, but here's my best attempt. This shit's fucking hilarious.
I don't public, make the scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
This is the funniest song of the year. I guess that love song from Bieber was pretty funny.
Heart full of equity or an asset.
But as for being funny on purpose, I think Cardi and Megan probably take it.
Spit, I wanna go, I wanna gag, I wanna choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging the back of my throat.
It's so great. Honestly, I worry that me liking it means it's actually not good at all. Because, like, what would I know about a good sex jam? But everyone else seems to like it too. A song this dirty shouldn't be this successful. It should be off-putting to most people, certainly scrubs like me. And I think its success is just because they sound like they're actually having so much fun with it. Like, sex is supposed to be fun, right? The song is as aggressive as any other strip club anthem, but it's also silly and loose. There's even a bunch of comical Weird Al style sound effects in it.
Park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it creep.
Even the beat is fun. Especially the beat is fun.
There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.
Honestly, I think that sample is kind of what diffuses it from being too much. It's from an old house track from the 90s.
There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.
And the guy who recorded it said he wanted it to sound like a drill instructor. But I actually imagine it more like a fire and brimstone preacher. Like, I guess you can take that guy as being celebratory, you know, yay, whores in this house. But to me, it sounds angry. Just full of disapproval. You can just imagine him in the background being all upset.
Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet ass pussy.
Harlots, I condemn you to hell for your wanton sin.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It's like it's making fun of people being scandalized by it. Like, you can't take yourself too seriously after listening to it. Also, Cardi and Megan have kind of different styles. At the risk of oversimplifying it, Cardi's more about the lyrics, Megan's more about the flow, and they just play off each other really well. Like, every time they hand the mic off to one another, it just destroys.
But let me tell you, I got this ring.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me.
I feel stupid trying to talk this song up. Like, there are 30 instantly memorable lines in this song. You don't need me to talk it up. Like, that's why this song was just immediately this giant thing. East Coast, West Coast, young and old, everyone likes this. You know, mostly.
Here's the woman who sings it, Cardi B, explaining to women how they can become more useful sex objects. Watch.
There were a couple conservative pundits who tried to make a scandal of it.
It's not really about, women being treated as independent, full, rounded human beings. It's about wet-ass P-word.
Yes, thank you, Ben Shapiro. Women everywhere listened to that and just wept in gratitude. Not a dry eye in the house. Not a dry eye. As far as I'm concerned, this was part of the official marketing campaign. Ben Shapiro got paid for this, I swear to God. Nothing could have been better for this song.
It gets really vulgar. But
we are still living in politically intense times. And just like Old Town Road got huge by somehow becoming a statement about institutional racism, listening to WAP became this way to just stick it to a bunch of shitheads you already didn't like. I'm not sure that's a healthy way to listen to music, but it sure enhances the song. Because before this happened, people were already making the case for WAP being a big, empowering moment in pop culture. I was like, I don't know, I guess. In the same way that every confident female rap song is empowering. I'm not sure I really bought into it until the song proved that it was big and important enough to piss off all the right people.
Again, we're not being prudish here. This is not James Brown being sexually suggestive on stage.
Good to know you're not prudish, Tucker. Plus, unlike in the past where people like this had any cultural power or moral authority, WAP just washed past all its haters like a mighty flood. The thing is that this attempted controversy just made it so much less controversial.
Wet ass pussy, make that pull out game weak.
And obviously, yes, W word, A word, P word is an obscene song. The video on YouTube had to use a censored version.
With some wet and gushy, bring a bucket and a mop for this wet and gushy.
And the version on the radio is a censored version of that version.
Chillin' with some wet, bring a and a mop for this wet.
I didn't think the song could get any funnier, but the radio version makes me howl.
I wanna.
It's so redacted, you'd think Cardi and Meg were rapping state secrets. Like, obscenity is baked into the beat. The actual music is just that vocal sample, so every third note has to be bleeped out. It takes effort to get that much of your song erased by the censors. I've never heard a reference to the uvula get bleeped out before.
I want you to touch that. That swing in the back of my
In fact, is uvula a dirty word now? Can I even say that? So yeah, it is just packed with profanity. But all the attempted outrage did was highlight that it's actually extremely innocent. You know, this is post Me Too, and everyone is on edge trying to parse what is and isn't respectful. But no one bought that this was degrading to women. Like, yes, the two talk sexually about sexual sex with a lot of colorful metaphors, but so what? It's 2020. Gasp! Women enthusiastically describing heterosexual intercourse. Oh no! Did that delinquent Gene Vincent perform Bebop-A-Lula too? It's not even out of wedlock. Cardi's married. So yeah, it is a vulgar song, and I didn't do a sponsorship for this video for that reason, just to be safe. But if I asked my sponsors, I'm pretty sure they'd be okay with it. Call them up like, hey, Pop-Tarts, should I do a plug during this episode? And they'd probably be like, yeah, we're actually doing a promotional WAP branded tie-in. Make sure you mention the WAP Pop-Tarts. To be fair, it's not just the Pearl Clutchers. There's also the attacks from the snobbier hip-hop crowd who never liked Cardi. Like, why do you listen to that mindless trash when you could be listening to real rappers with a message? Like, like, I'm not trying to say you have to like the song. I actually am one of those snobs. But it's pretty right and good that everyone who's acted too good for this being treated like a bunch of fucking wieners. It also helps the song that there's a lot of goodwill for Cardi and Megan right now, because, you know, they're having man problems, to put it lightly. Right before this song came out, Megan Thee Stallion went to the hospital after being shot in the foot by her boyfriend, Tory Lanez. It's a real ugly story, and Tory is now denying it, but he doesn't really have an explanation for how she got shot. I guess there was a second shooter on the grassy knoll or something. Whatever, fuck that guy. Cardi's situation is thankfully less intense, but it's also not great. She just filed for divorce from Offset. There were rumors he was cheating. She says it wasn't like that, but I think people are taking her side anyway. I do want to say that it's an amazing power move to top the charts with a song about how you need some good dick and then immediately file for divorce. So yeah, there's a lot of sympathy for Cardi and Meg, and there's the outrage factor. These things might have helped push it from just a big hit to a phenomenon, or maybe it didn't need it. Maybe the song's just that good on its own. But there is one other factor I'd like to consider. You have probably not forgotten that we are living through traumatic times. And as a critic, it is hard for me to look at anything that comes out right now without seeing it through pandemic-colored glasses. Which, it's a little forced, I know. This song would have been a hit regardless, in any situation, at any time in the last 100 years.
Not from the top, make it drop. That's some wet ass pussy. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some wet ass pussy.
Okay, maybe not any time, but I do kind of wonder what it means that the biggest song of the year is also the horniest song of the year. Like, the last song I covered was all about death, and the connection to the zeitgeist was really obvious. We keep hearing about nothing but death. With WAP, it's the exact opposite. It's a song about having bomb-ass sex at a time when basically no one is getting any. Even my spam ads have gotten weird. Like, I'm kind of impressed anyone wants to hear a song like this, because after 6 months of being locked in my house, any mention at all of physical intimacy tends to just make me angry. Because, you know, I was slaying it before the lockdown. But it is interesting, at least. Like, some of us only want to hear gloom and doom right now because that's all there seems to be. But I think some of us maybe are listening to this song in backlash to the pandemic. Like, you know how during the Great Depression all anyone wanted to hear was lollipops and sunshine? If this is the case, WAP may break down the door for a golden age of just the raunchiest music that's ever existed. And that's gonna make my job a lot harder. Talking about nothing but wet-ass pussy for the next couple of years. Jesus. I'm doing my best, but talking about all this dirty stuff in public, it just makes me uncomfortable. I don't like doing it. If that's where music is going, I'm not going to follow. I'm just gonna sit here on camera and read a book or something instead. So yeah, this was a one-off. I'm not gonna be doing anything even remotely suggestive on here anymore. I'm just gonna sit here and eat my lunch. This is some wonderful ass pasta.
That's some wet ass pussy, huh?
What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa.
These women are suffering from some sort of serious, a bucket and a mop? This sounds like there's something that is going on here that is not biologically normal.
Okay, serious question here. Do I sound like that? I mean, I will take lyrics too literally when I'm reaching for a joke, but like, I'm not that bad, am I?